There is one thing that your subconscious mind cannot resist, no matter how hard it tries. And when you use it correctly, you manifest shifts in your reality faster than ever. You might not realize it, but there's a signal you've been sending out every single day. One that quietly tells your subconscious mind how to shape your world and the reality that you experience. It doesn't come from your affirmations. It's not your visualizations either. It's something even more subtle and powerful. Something that slips past resistance and goes straight to the part of you that decides what's real. And once you learn to use it with precision, everything changes. And this hidden mechanism is a large part of what is shaping your current self-concept. It reinforces your identity. And it's delivering instructions to consciousness that literally command the version of reality you step into and the manifestations you attract into your life. So if things haven't been shifting the way you prefer, this may be the reason why. And in this session, you're going to experience a powerful activation designed to prime your subconscious mind to drive you directly toward what you've been trying to manifest. Not through force or effort, but through your own mind control and getting your subconscious to align with the outcomes that you choose. So often, we try to create change by stating what we want, through affirmations, declarations, or mantras. And those tools can absolutely work. But there's another layer, one that's often overlooked, that taps directly into how the subconscious mind actually operates in an even faster way. Because your subconscious doesn't just respond to repeated affirmations. It also loves to search for answers. And the moment you present it with properly styled questions, it becomes laser focused on solving them. It will rearrange your attention, your thoughts, your behavior, and even your external circumstances to uncover or create an answer that feels true. And this is where things get interesting. If the questions running in the background of your mind are disempowering, like, why can't I ever get ahead? Or what's wrong with me? Then your subconscious mind will work tirelessly to prove those assumptions to you. Because that's what it does. It looks for proof to validate what you assume to be true. And it always finds it. In other words, the questions you ask yourself become commands. But you can actually shift this in your favor. When you consciously choose to ask better questions, aligned with the version of you who already has what you want, you activate an entirely different set of outcomes. These questions don't feel like resistance, and they don't get rejected like statements sometimes do. Instead, they slip under the radar and reprogram your subconscious mind from the inside out. They are subtle, but they're very powerful. And they're designed to bring your next level identity online, as well as bring your next level manifestations into your experience. There's actually science behind this. Behavioral researchers have identified something called the mere measurement effect. The discovery that simply asking someone about a future decision significantly increases the chances that they'll follow through on it. In a review of over 100 studies, researchers found that asking people things like, will you eat healthy this year? Or, are you going to vote? Made them far more likely to actually do it. The question itself nudged their subconscious toward taking action, just by planting the possibility in their mind. And other researchers found that the way a question is framed can completely change the decisions that people make, even when they're given the exact same facts. A simple shift in wording, phrasing, or point of view alters how the brain interprets reality. And in fact, just pondering specific types of questions can change the mind's perceptions and alter body chemistry. And if you've ever done the classic lemon test, you already know how real this is. Let's try it now. Imagine I handed you a lemon right now. Bright yellow, freshly cut, juice glistening on the surface, that sharp citrus scent hitting your nose the second it's sliced open. You feel the cool weight of it in your hand, and then just imagine bringing it to your lips. And bite into it. And notice how it tastes as you bite down. the sour juice on your tongue, tingling your taste buds, and maybe even making your jaw tighten just a bit. Did you get a sensation in your mouth from just that visual? That's the same intensity that a properly styled, powerful question has on the mind. Because your brain doesn't wait to confirm facts, it reacts to belief. It reacts to mental imagery, to phrasing, and to tone. In other words, the properly styled questions literally hijack your brain. And when you ask the right kinds of questions, especially the ones you're about to hear, it can completely change your perception and begin reprogramming your mind to change your reality. Every question you ask sends a message to your subconscious mind. And it doesn't just hear the questions, it goes to work on it, quietly and relentlessly. So if you ask yourself something like, "Why do I always have the worst luck?" Your subconscious mind will search for the reasons why and present that to you in the form of proof and experiences. But if you ask something like, "Why am I so lucky?" your subconscious mind also doesn't argue with that. It just starts searching immediately to find the proof and experiences that match that. It thinks, "We're lucky? Okay, let me go find the proof for that." And it will. It will sift through your emotions, your memories, your filters. It will shift through your attention, your behaviors, even your inner chemistry, until something aligns with the answer it believes must be true. In other words, it must fill the void. The void between your question and what the proof is that makes it true. And this is how powerful your inner dialogue is. So it's not just about the statements that you repeat to yourself, it's also the questions you ask, especially the ones whispered in your own mind that no one else is listening to, that hold the most power. Questions command your subconscious mind. They put a grip onto it that it can't let go of until it fills that so-called void. In other words, they create an open loop that the mind feels compelled to close, no matter how long it takes. They trigger a search. They override resistance. And they quietly install a new identity that your reality has to catch up to. And suddenly you realize you've been programming your reality all along. You just didn't know that the most powerful tool you had to take control over your mind was a question. And here's how that connects to manifestation. The moment you ask the right question, one that's formatted the proper way, and assumes your desire is already real, your subconscious mind launches into action. And it will automatically redirect your attention toward anything that supports the version of you who already has it. So you won't have to consciously figure anything out, because your subconscious mind is already doing the heavy lifting behind the scenes. It changes the way you feel. It changes the things you notice. It even influences how others respond to you. Because once again, its job is to close that gap between your assumption and your experience. So it's like an inner coding system, quietly rearranging your outer world to match what you've claimed is true, through simple, well-formed questions. So if you want a new experience in your life, you don't have to force it. You just have to know how to control your mind the proper way. And one powerful way to do that is by asking like someone who already lives in it. You ask from the identity of the version of you who already has what you want. And then you activate a search that can only end in your expansion. And now we're going to go through an activation that will do exactly this. But we're going to add an additional layer to this. You're going to ask your questions from that powerful identity that I refer to as the God state. And I found that when you combine these two things, subconscious priming and this elevated state of consciousness, the results begin to amplify, faster than ever before. Because at that level, your subconscious mind doesn't question your power at all. It simply obeys. So let's begin. To begin, take a moment to get still. Let your body settle and gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale slowly through the mouth. One more time, in and out. With each breath, feel your awareness pulling inward, back to the center of your being, back to the space within you that has always existed, beyond effort, beyond time, beyond limitation. And as you settle into this space, you may notice a deep stillness awakening within you, a presence that radiates certainty, peace, power. This presence is pure awareness. It moves with clarity. It selects with intention. And it creates with absolute authority. And this is the truth of who you are. The origin point of every timeline. The center of the signal your world responds to. You are awareness choosing form. You are the observer shaping the field. You are the source of your experience, right here and right now. So just feel that. Breathe into it and allow it to expand, both within you and rippling all the way outside of you. And feel how steady you are now. Feel how powerful you are now. Feel how you are already in alignment with everything you choose to become. And from this space of infinite intelligence, your God state identity, you will ask and amplify your truth. These questions arise from power, from knowing, from alignment with the version of you who already holds the reality you choose. You are speaking as the source, and your subconscious mind is listening, eager to respond. And from this place, we begin to ask as the person who already has it. Let these questions drop into the stillness of your mind like seeds, and your subconscious mind will take it from there. What if I've already shifted, and now my reality is simply catching up? What would it look like if even the detours turned out to be the fastest path? What new doors are opening for me that did not exist before? What if I'm being led by a higher intelligence that always knows the perfect way? What would it look like if I relaxed into the flow and it carried me straight to my desires? What if the shift I made today changes the entire trajectory of my life? What would it look like if I let go completely and everything just clicked into place? What if life was always supposed to be this easy? What if my newfound clarity is the only thing the universe ever needed? Who is already drawn to this new version of me? How is my energy influencing people and environments before I even arrive? How is it that joy is already flowing into every part of my life with so little effort? What would it look like if I expected miracles and they kept showing up? How is my presence activating the best in others without me saying a word? What if everything I touch now turns into an opportunity? What outcomes are now guaranteed simply because I've chosen them? How is my frequency acting like a magnet for all the right people and situations? How is the energy I've activated pulling all of my desires towards me so easily? How is everything unfolding in the exact way that makes me feel most alive? What would it look like if today was the turning point that changed everything for the better? How is it that every moment is proving to me that I've fully entered the reality that I only once imagined? What if all the pieces are aligning perfectly behind the scenes right now? What if the entire field is rearranging now just because I decided? How is the perfect version of my life becoming more real and visible with each breath I take? What goodness is flowing toward me now that I've embodied peace, clarity, and certainty? What if every room I walk into is already set up for my favor? What if the force I'm being guided by makes no mistakes and knows exactly how to lead me? What amazing surprises are already set up for perfect timing in my day today? What if the universe loves to show off for me just to confirm that I'm on the right path? What would it look like if all the right people suddenly showed up to support my next step? What if the universe is obsessed with making my dreams come true? What if miracles have already been scheduled into my day, just waiting for me to arrive? Who am I now that everything I desire is already part of my reality? What new experiences are already flowing to me that match my elevated energy? What if I've unlocked a new level of favor, flow, and fulfillment just by being me? What if I've already entered the reality where things work out quickly and perfectly? What would it look like if ease and overflow were my new default setting? What unseen support is already guiding my next aligned step? What if I wake up tomorrow and everything is even better than it was today? What if every yes I've ever wanted is echoing back to me right now? What would it look like if I received 10 times more than I imagined, without lifting a finger? How is divine intelligence orchestrating everything for my highest unfolding right now? What if life keeps exceeding my expectations from this point forward? How is everything I once hoped for now becoming the most natural part of my life? What if unseen forces are actively orchestrating success on my behalf right now? What if all timelines are now collapsing into one perfect moment just for my happiness? What if support, solutions, and synchronicities are finding me in this exact moment? What would it look like if the next 24 hours brought proof of everything that I've claimed? How is my life proving over and over again that I'm divinely supported? How is every conversation, message, and encounter aligning in my favor today? What if I've already become magnetic and now everything is aligning with my highest path? What new levels of confidence and calm are rising within me right now? What unexpected blessings are showing up simply because I'm aligned now? What would it look like if my success was inevitable and nothing could interfere with it? What if everything that seemed delayed was actually divine timing? What miracles are already in motion, just waiting for me to notice them? How is my life so effortlessly aligning with the timeline that I've selected? What does it feel like to live a life that keeps getting better and better every single day? What if my decision to align today has activated quantum level acceleration? How is my reality rearranging itself so easily to bring me everything I've chosen? What would it look like if my manifestations showed up faster and easier than ever before? What perfectly timed opportunities are already aligned with my highest outcome today? How is the universe showing me daily that I'm on the exact right path? Who am I now that the universe is actively making things easier for me? How is life unfolding in ways that feel even better than I imagined? What if it's all already done, and my only job is to enjoy receiving it? What would it look like if people responded to me with admiration and respect, without even knowing why? What becomes available to me now that life is fully devoted to my success? What if the evidence of this shift shows up faster than I can explain? What would it look like if life was obsessed with delighting me? How is it that I so easily became the version of me who already has it all? What if everything meant for me is magnetized to me and cannot deny my presence? What if the version of me who has it all is now the version I truly am? What if everything is already working out better than I imagined? What if this identity that I'm embodying today is the one that changes everything? What would it look like if every area of my life leveled up all at once? What if the shifts I've asked for are already in motion and showing up faster than ever before? Who have I become now that happiness is my natural state and everything works in my favor? What would it look like if I woke up tomorrow and everything had aligned? What if the energy I'm now in is calling in blessings I didn't even ask for? How is my confidence quietly reshaping every interaction and outcome today? What would it look like if all the answers I've been seeking just showed up without effort? Who am I now that I trust myself more than ever before? What if all I had to do was ask, like it's already done? And it is. Let these questions take root now. Your subconscious mind has heard them. Because the moment you asked, you began shifting internally. And now your reality must respond. And if you'd like to solidify this further in your subconscious mind, you can choose your favorite question or create one of your own and place it in the comments. My personal favorite is, what if my reality is now flooded with evidence that I've become who I came here to be? And if you'd like to go even deeper with this concept, there's a full 8-hour sleep version of these subconscious priming questions, plus additional questions layered with theta wave music to guide your mind into deep rest and hardwire your new reality into the fabric of your subconscious mind. And you can find the link to that in the video description. And whether you're moving through your day or drifting into sleep, let these questions stir something powerful within you. Because once you ask in this way, and from this state, reality doesn't have a choice. It must obey.